Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. And I wanted to speak on the kingdom of heaven, the role of the heathen nations, and how judgment will be played out. All right, because as you look around Israel, you see the doctrine of eternal damnation, hell, Satan being the god of the underworld, the bottomless pit being, a pit where Satan dwells. Okay, no, Satan dwells in the heavens. All right, even the wicked spirits return to the heavens. Satan isn't in no underworld. No, Satan is fully under the control of the Most High. Okay, in Job, the 2nd chapter, when the sons of God met, okay, Satan, all right, came among them. He's under the orders of the Most High. Okay, and he has children in the earth, and that's the biblical Edomites. Okay, so Satan is getting ready to be taken down in the planet Earth. Okay, but Satan is not underground in a sense of a bottomless pit or in an eternal hell, torturing people. You see, and if you look around Israel, IUIC is teaching it. All right, Sakari is now saying that there's Israelites that are going to be perpetually, cut off. So what happens to that spirit? Is that spirit just subject to a region in the heavens, or is that spirit, tortured into eternal damnation? That needs to be explained. Okay, and then this pit, the bottomless pit where, Satan dwells, according to particular camps, well, what is he doing down there? Do spirits go down there? What happens to the spirits that don't get forgiven? All right, and ultimately are subject to eternal damnation or whatever. What happens to those spirits? What are the do they return ever to the earth or what? They're never, Israelites, they're never going to be brought back into the covenant, no, somehow, some way. Right? IUIC is openly teaching it. So this is the book of 2 Timothy 4 and 3. But the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And you Israelites are witnessing, particular back and forths that went on amongst Yahweh Shai, all right, his detractors, the scribes and Pharisees, the wicked ones that didn't want to acknowledge the Son of God. Okay, and then even Yahweh Shai's followers, as they, went and preached the word, to the Israelites scattered abroad, they caught nothing but hell. They caught hell when they preached in Jerusalem. Okay, they caught hell, all over. You see? So that's just a part of it. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their lust they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And that's happening. People are winnowing in every wind. People, aren't rooting themselves in a true belief. And anytime their mind is challenged, they fold. Okay? They fold. So they go to something that's more, something they want to hear. All right. Your belief system should challenge you at times. Okay. It should, make you be patient, because certain things you may not understand right then and there, but you still have an integrity that you keep, and you just leave it in the hands of the Lord. Okay. But when you act rash and emotional, okay, you end up doing things that are detrimental to your salvation. All right, but many Israelites have itching ears, and they shall turn their ears away from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. See that? But thou watching all things endure afflictions, do the working of evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. You see that? So you're going to go through a point where many are not going to endure sound doctrine, and that's happening. You're seeing people teach all manner of stuff. So this is what's happening amongst Israel. Okay, you see a doctrine of hell and eternal damnation, for Israelites specifically. They don't say that about Esau. They don't say that about the heathen. They say that specifically about Israelites, that Israelites will never, see the kingdom, will never, be brought, in, and come into the fold somehow, some way. Jake doesn't teach that. Jake is teaching no mercy. But for the heathen, it's, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to have y'all in slavery. So they're going to be on earth, and the chosen people won't be able to see it. So when you go into the Bible, it gives a clear indicator to how judgment would be played out on the earth. Okay, and what's next as concerning the kingdom of heaven, the role of the heathen nations who will be on earth and subject to the righteous government that is going to be set up, all right, by the Most High through his only begotten Son. You see? If you want to see if a doctrine holds up, apply it to prophecy. Where in prophecy do we hear of an eternal damnation that the Israelites need to be beware of, because the God of the underworld will get you and torture you forever? Where were we ever told to teach that? It gives a clear picture of how judgment in the kingdom of heaven will be set up, all right, and things that will be happening. It gives a clear indication. Now you have to ask yourself, which of our forefathers, spoke of a place in the underground called hell where a demon named Satan is tormenting people in eternal fire? Which of our forefathers spoke of such a thing that we should fear, and if we don't do right, we're gonna go there? Where's that at? Show me in prophecy where within the kingdom of heaven, okay, it's centered around someone burning forever, or someone suffering forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Even the Edomites, as we're going to get into, which are a nation of people that will be on the earth for the first 1,000 years of the period, okay, that the scriptures speak about, the first dominion, as we'll get into. Okay, even the biblical Edomites, though they will pay double, the scripture said. Okay, the Edomite has a lot to pay for. He has to pay for the sins, as the serpent, Cain, see, and Esau. Okay, he has a whole hell of a lot to pay for. And that judgment is going to take place on the earth. It's not centered around, them burning forever. And even at the end of 1,000 years, as we'll go into and show you, okay, the biblical Edomites will be done away. They will be the only nation, okay, that will not be able to dwell in the kingdom, because the kingdom is going to be set up on earth. Okay, and with that comes a rulership, a dominion, a government. Okay, and with any kingdom, all right, you have subjects, and the subjects are going to be the heathen nations. We're going to show you how in the kingdom of heaven, all right, it is prophesied that the heathen will be in the kingdom, and that at some point they will seek to learn our ways, all right, which is a far better estate than their living under Esau's rule and grip on the earth. Okay, they're all messed up. These nations are getting destroyed by Esau. These heathen losing. Okay, everybody's anteing up for war because of the wicked vibration that has been bred into the earth through the rule of the biblical Edomites, this beast system. NATO has constantly, all right, use America, okay, or America uses NATO to do what? Go throughout the earth, breaking up governments, doing evil, starting wars. You got to understand the United States of America, okay, I believe has been in existence, okay, about 200 and some years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And out of the years that America has been in existence, okay, 95% of the time it's been at war. Okay, meaning this is the red horse spoke about in Revelation, the 6th chapter, that would take peace from the earth, man, and that will forward war and would have a sword. This is the rule of the Edomites, and Yahushua is going to return during his reign and take him down. He's going to crush the head of the serpent. Okay, he's going to take down and defeat Esau, deliver the elect, and a righteous government is going to be established in the earth. And with that is going to come subjects. Okay, and that throne, that government that's going to be established is the throne of David. Okay, but even within that, nobody, when you go into the prophecy, is promised an eternal damnation, just to constant injure and torture for forever. That's not written as a judgment in prophecy. We know the heathen nations will be judged. You see, we know that the heathen nations will be subdued and judged. But, all right, the bottom line is that they follow the ways of righteousness. That's what the Israelite priest will be set up to do on the earth. Teach the nations. You see? And at a point that's going to come with a rod of iron. The heathen are going to have to unlearn some very bad habits. So it's going to come with a rod of iron, and we'll show you all of that. You see, but how in the hell can the heathen be in the earth and in the midst of the kingdom of heaven as it's being established, you know, being forced to learn the ways of righteousness, but you have an Israelite that's cast into everlasting darkness, tortured forever? That's a very unmerciful, okay, a short-sighted mindset. Okay, and you niggas need mercy. So we're gonna get into it, and hopefully edification through the Holy Spirit comes from this lesson. You know, and edification means to build one. Okay, and hopefully through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai, your spirit is being built up through our labors. You know, and, you know, during, you know, if you're watching the true church of Yahweh Shemi Shai, then you're going to know it comes with controversy. Okay, when you read Yahweh Shai's writings, everywhere you look, he had controversy. He had people coming at him, coming against him, questioning him, trying to trip him up in his words. You've seen these different back and forths. That was throughout the whole Gospels. You hear it's back and forth between different sects and different camps of Israelites coming against Yahweh Shai and his followers, man. You see? And the same thing applies in these times. So I'm going to start here in Revelation 20 and 4. All right. And it says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. All right. And the thrones represents the rulership, okay, of the tabernacle of David. Okay. Because when you get the book of, real quick, Psalms 122, okay, there's only one government that will be standing for eternal, forever on the planet Earth. All right, once it's established, okay, and that is the throne of David. This is the book of Psalms 122, okay, and 5. For there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Okay, and when you look up this word thrones, see what it says. See what the Hebrew word kasa, okay, seat, honor, throne, seat, stool. All right. When I make thine enemies thy footstool, when you're at rest, your enemies being your footstool, that's promised in the holy scriptures. It's promised that Yahweh's enemies will be his footstools. David said, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord is going to make David's enemies his footstool. And that's going to be the government established in the planet Earth. All right. King David, the head disciple under Yahweh, okay, and the rest of the 12, and then the rest of the 144,000 will be the seat of authority, royal dignity on the planet Earth. As you can see here, royal dignity. You see? And that's what the Lord is going to establish in the planet Earth. This is what's coming. You sitting up here going, worried about some minuscule, okay, BS. The kingdom is coming, man. So those are the set thrones of judgment. And the Lord told Peter, okay, that those who followed him in a regeneration, okay, they will sit upon thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So the thrones here, okay, the word for thronos in the Greek, we read the Hebrew, it says a seat, a throne, a seat, a chair of state having a footstool. In the New Testament, to kings, kingly power and royalty. That's what's coming onto the earth. Metaphorically, to God, the governor of the world. And how is the Most High going to govern the world? Through Yahweh. Okay. And the 144,000. Of course, we know that the 12 disciples are at the head of that. And how do we know that? Well, we can go to Revelation, the 21st chapter. It describes the kingdom of heaven. The gates, what do gates represent? Leadership, the temple, all right, the spiritual temple, the government that the Heavenly Father is going to set up on the earth, the elect, the first fruit spirits. Okay, hence divine power belonging to Yahweh. Okay, the tribunal bench. Okay, let's look up this word tribunal. It says to judges. And that goes back to the Alahayim at the end of the day. The sons of God, the first fruit spirits, man, who were at one with Yahweh from the beginning. But tribunal, let's see what this says. It's taking a minute. Okay. Court justice. And we know, according to prophecy, okay, Isaiah, the 6th chapter. What was Isaiah 9? Salakia. Yeah. Isaiah 9 and 6. Isaiah 9 and 6. The birth and reign of the Prince of Peace, which is Yahweh, the one who was promised to come and redeem the chosen seed back to the Most High. He had always been spoken about. There's going to come the Lord, the Most High is going to send his son into the earth. You see? So this is the book of Isaiah 9 and 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. The government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, okay, the Everlasting Father, which he is a father, the Prince of Peace, Shiloh. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon the kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice. All right, from henceforth forever, the zeal of the Lord of hosts shall perform it. So this is prophesied. And the throne of David, okay, is the kingdom of heaven that Yahweh Shai is going to establish on the earth. I want you to understand that. Okay. And when was the last time us as Israelites had an active sovereign government? It was under King Solomon, whose father David, okay, subdued the heathen, okay, and then ultimately he wanted to build a temple, but the Lord told him, no, your son is going to build the temple, all right, and Solomon was a point of mercy for David, okay, because his hands were too bloody, he did too much, okay. The Lord gave David the blueprint on how to build the temple, and he gave the blueprint to Solomon. It literally breaks it down in the book of Chronicles. Okay, First Chronicles 28, I believe. It goes into how David pretty much was given the vision on how to build the tabernacle, the temple, which Moses was the only other individual given that vision on earth, okay, that we know of, because he was given the vision of how to build the first earthly tabernacle. Okay, the second earthly tabernacle was the temple, where we had a government, where we ruled in the Garden of Eden, literally, the promised land. Okay, that's what Solomon ruled out of, the promised land that was given unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Solomon ruled those regions. Israel was an active government. They parted amongst the 12 tribes, the inheritance, and Israel was eating, drinking, and being merry for a period of 40 years. That was a government that was established and that ruled in the earth. Do you believe that? Well, that government, under who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is coming back to the earth in an even greater fashion, because the heavenly will finally meet the earth. We're going to have the earthly bodies and rule on earth. You see? And we will have subjects. We will exercise kingly power. Okay? So this is what's coming to the planet Earth. Okay? So when you read this, Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. You see? And judgment was given unto them. Okay? And how are they going to get judgment? Through Yahweh Shai. You see? It says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, which had neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So John the Revelator is seeing those who didn't bow to the image of Baal, those who were set even unto death not to bow the knee. You know, even those who are sacrificed in the sense that they'll be martyred. You know, there's going to be, you know, he saw those very men who were martyrs, okay, because some were martyrs in the past time. Some are going to have to be martyrs in this time, because the mark of the beast has not come yet. It's here, but it wasn't forced. It hasn't come to the point where he's causing all. He's getting there, okay, but this portion, okay, this scripture is speaking of these times. John the Revelator saw the elect who refused to take the chip get their heads cut off. But those are going to be the very ones ruling with Yahweh Shai. Okay, what did he tell his disciples? Let's get the book of Luke 22. Luke, the 22nd chapter. Let's see here. Luke 22. Here we go. Luke 22 and 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father have appointed unto me. You see, we're going to be joint heirs with the Lord. Okay, those first fruit spirits, all right, are going to be the first fruits to rule with Yahweh Shai. Okay, and it starts with the foundational, the 12 disciples. All right. But when we read the scriptures, we know and understand that there were 144,000 which followed the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. And when you read Revelation, the 7th chapter, okay, 12,000 out of each tribe are described. All right. And after them, a large multitude of Israelites, the kindred. Okay. When you look up the word kindred, all right, is dealing with those of the family of the Israelites. You see? So we're going to win. And this time we don't just rule out of we start at the promised land, but we then go throughout the whole earth. You see? That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom. Can you imagine that? Eating and drinking with Yahweh Shai? And sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel, setting things in order. There's going to be a particular group of men that are going to be ruling directly under Yahweh Shai in the planet Earth. That's the 144,000. And we know the 12 are at the head of that. We're going to keep pushing that vibration. That is the tabernacle of David. Okay, that is what's coming to the planet Earth as a rulership, as a government. And we're going to establish order. So he promised his men that the kingdom he gets, he's going to share and allow the particular men under him to eat and drink at his table. Okay? And when you deal with the table, okay, the table, trapeza, a table on which food is placed, eating place at the temple, the table in the temple in Jerusalem on which consecrated the loaves, all right, which the consecrated loaves, all right, were placed, okay, equivalent to food palace of the table, all right, and I'll just get to the point, okay, the table or stand of money changer where he sits exchanging different kind of money for a fee, agio, and paying back with interest loans or deposits. All right. Now, did you know that the Levites, okay, were also the bankers of the nation of Israel, just as these so-called white people they have the Rothschilds and the DuPonts, the Rockefellers, all of these different families, okay, who rule this earth in complete wickedness. They control the money. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, you see, the men of the Lord under Yahweh Shai will have control of the resources of the earth. You see? And we know when you read the blessings in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and the blessings, because we got to remember these are the blessings that would have came upon the Israelites if they had kept that first covenant right. But you got to understand these blessings still apply, because if we would have kept the commandments, this is what would have happened. So in the kingdom, the Lord is going to put the commandments in us. So this comes with the territory. So let's read the blessings, okay, in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Okay, we'll read through a few of them. Deuteronomy 28:2, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, and thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. All right. Let's see here. We're going to blessed be the fruit of thy body. Yes, we're going to have children. Now, yes, we're going to be upgraded, all right, to, spiritual beings, all right, but we'll be able to dwell on the earth. We'll be able to basically link the two, all right, into a perfect body, healthy, programmed to never decay. Okay? And with those bodies, we will be able to reproduce. Yes, the scriptures say that all our children and our children's children forever will be born into the covenant, will dwell in the land. That's in the Bible. That's in prophecy. Thy children and thy children's children forever shall dwell in the land. Okay, well, where are the children in the book of Zechariah, where it talks about the little boys and girls playing in the streets with the older, Israelites, like with their grandparents in the streets? Where are those little children going to come from? That's prophecy. That has to happen. Where are those little children going to come from playing in the streets of Jerusalem? That's written. This is the type of kingdom and environment that's coming back to the earth. Safety. Our children being able to actually be children and not be subject to a damn tablet or a phone or a basketball. God damn. How much basketball niggas go play? Niggas go keep playing basketball, though. They ain't gonna stop. All right? We need to get the hell out of here, man. So we're gonna have cattle. Blessed be the fruit of thy ground. Blessed be the fruit of thy cattle. Okay. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Okay. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee, all right, and flee before these 7 ways. They're going to be scared. Okay. And here's the point. Let me get to the point. Wow. This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season. Everything's going to flow properly. The earth is going to function, under the law, statutes, and commandments. Everything will be placed back in its proper order. The seasons, everything will be back in its perfection as the Lord intended it to be, which is going to lead to paradise, Eden being set back on earth. Okay? Paradise on earth. And even the heathen will be there. Okay? And bless all the work of thy hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So in the kingdom, we're going to be able to give out loans or deny loans to the heathen. That is the type of power we will have of the whole entire planet Earth. Okay? So going back to the point, those who continue with Yahushua and his temptation are going to get the kingdom. That's this in Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw the thrones, and they that set upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, because we were out prophesying, testifying. That's the sacrifice, man. See? And for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. And this is what we call the first dominion in the scriptures. Okay, this first 1,000-year period, okay, because Revelation 20 through 4, the 1,000-year period is speaking of a different 1,000-year period, all right, and 1 through 3, all right, and then 7. This chapter is tricky. You see, this is speaking specifically of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and when Hamashiach Yahushai comes, he's going to establish that government, and for the first 1,000-year period will be judgment and establishing order on the planet Earth. That's what that 1,000-year period is for. Okay, because what does it say in Revelation, the second chapter? And this is what these Christians are afraid to deal with, the truth of what the Bible is talking about. The throne of David is going to be set back up. Did the heathen, okay, did the heathen rule jointly with David? No. Hell no. You see? Revelation 24 and 26. And to he that overcometh and keeping my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken, even as I have received of my Father. Let's read this in another version. Man, this devil keep moving the NLT, man. These devils play too goddamn much, man. They know they're looking because they got a website on YouTube. So they got a page on YouTube. They know that we got their shit booming. Everybody looking at the blue letter. Christians, okay, the devil worshipers, everybody looking at the blue letter. Polite. You see? And you know who introduced that to us as Israelites? The Apostle Tahar, on how to go through the blue letter, okay, and use it as a tool to bring out the Bible, but then also explaining that it goes off and it's not always the end all be all. And you have these different translations we go to. All right, the King James translation was the translation ordered by King James, which was a so-called black man. We have the proof. We have the pictures. Okay, a king. Okay, because you had particular Jakes after the Dark Ages that in certain places was still ruling. You know, Esau had pretty much, took Jake down, but Jake in certain parts still had some form of nobility. The original Britain, the Bariath, okay, the sons of the covenant, okay, the Israelites, the true noble people of the earth. You see? Anyway, this is the NLT. So King James had the Bible translated from Greek and Hebrew into the Old English. That's why you hear "Thou sayest." King James didn't write the Bible, and you still have people making that argument. King James wrote that Bible. King James was a flaming faggot. Well, prove it, man. And that was a slander being put out on him anyway. Okay, because when you read in King James writings to his sons, he always warned of that behavior. He always warned against the Mo behavior. Okay, and there was groups that hated him. And a lot of them after his death put out this rumor that he had a secret relationship with a man. Look, bro. That was an Israelite. And the Lord used him to translate the Bible into Old English. You see? And that is the best translation from Greek and from Hebrew and Greek to a language, in our opinion, but there are other translations. So we go into these, more modern translations, and it kind of gives you sometimes a better insight. Now, sometimes it can go left, and you got to know through the Spirit, when to deal. But it says here, they will rule the nations with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. Okay? That one will rule them with an iron scepter and will dash them to pieces like pottery, just as I have received authority from my Father. So the kingdom of heaven is going to come, okay, with dominion. See? And these are going to reign, with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Now, is this the end of the kingdom? No, we know according to Daniel, the kingdom that's going to be set up is going to be forever. And this ain't talking about the dark ages, as you have two people talking about. This is talking about the kingdom of heaven. Okay, this is speaking of the first 1,000 years of Yahweh Shai and his the first fruit spirits under him, his government ruling on earth as it is in heaven. The scriptures tells you in 1 John, the 3rd chapter, that we are gonna the church are gonna be just like him. When we see him, we don't know what we're gonna be, but we're gonna be just like him. We're gonna have our heavenly bodies, extraterrestrial bodies. You see, the heavens is gonna meet the earth, man. That's what's coming. It says the house of David shall be as God. See? So when you look up this word reigned, and they reigned with Yahweh Shai, the word reign is basilu. Basilu. To be king, to exercise kingly power, to reign, to govern of a province, to rule of the rule of a Messiah, of the reign of Christians in the millennium, metaphorically to exercise the highest influence, to control government, govern, control, mente, mind. Okay, control the mind. We're gonna turn the minds to establish righteousness in the earth. Let's get Isaiah 26 real quick. Isaiah 26 and 26 and 9. With my soul have desired to see thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. You see, what is right. So there's going to be a point where we have to force all right, the rod upon the heathen. They're going to be judged, and this is the narrative that these Christians don't want to be in the scriptures, especially these Edomite Christians. But Jake don't want it either. You know, Jake is afraid to proclaim that they're the chosen people of the Lord. Man, that's a damn shame. What a job your enemy did to beat the rulership mentality out of you. So these are going to reign with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Now it says here, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection, all right, which is the first dominion. Let's get that real quick. In the book of Micah, the 4th chapter. Micah, the 4th chapter. In the 8th verse, it says, and thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. See? The first dominion, the first rulership. Dominion is rulership. Okay? The first dominion. You see, which is those first fruit spirits. Okay, let's get the word first. Okay, Ra'ashwan, first primary, the ancestors. And where does this family really go back to? To the heavens. See, the former things, the chief. You see, the Alahayim. And we look up the root word, beginning. All right, it says in Isaiah, I will set up thy judges as at the beginning, and thy counselors. Okay, those chosen in the beginning that were with Yahweh Shai, you know, that government, that body, okay, is going to rule. Okay, on earth. The Alahayim, you see? The first fruit spirits, all right, being the first fruits unto the Most High and unto the Lamb. Okay, the first dominion. Dominion is shalah. Dominion, rule, dominion. Real, domain, sovereign government, man. Dominion, ruler. So the first rulership, all right? Mama Shaw, interesting. Mashal, it's a nice name, Mashal. Michelle. to to have dominion, reign. There you go. To exercise rulership. And this is what the Bible is talking about, baby. That's what's coming to the earth. And we're going to rule over you heathen. You see, Revelation 20:5. So after the 1,000-year period, the heathen who would be judged, okay, will ultimately be able to live. Because after the 1,000th year, they will very well know, what we require. They'll be obedient, But there will be points where they go off, and we'll show you an example of that in the scriptures. Okay? Even in Daniel, the 7th chapter, it describes this. Daniel, the 7th chapter, okay, meaning when America was destroyed, Daniel 7:11, and I beheld because of the voice of the great words, the science, the one world order, the fourth industrial revolution, which the horn spake. The horn is speaking of America. The great words are the pride, his science, everything. So I beheld because of the voice of the great words, which the horn spake, and beheld to the beast was slain and the body destroyed and given to the burning flame. When that destruction comes and takes down Esau's world, Esau's going to be taken down, all right, at the second coming of Yahushai. And his elites are going to flee into the bunkers, pursuant to the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter. You see? You're going to be rounded up. You see? And we're going to show you that. So when America's destroyed, it says, as concerning the rest of the beast, the other heathen nations, that ultimately ruled and, were in the earth. All right. They had their dominion taken away because, under Esau's rulership, these heathen, have their little government and their things going on and are able to rule and have things set up and, be able to, join into the beast system, so to speak. All right. Those rulerships are going to be taken away. The kingdom that's coming is going to be the only standing kingdom. It won't be an Islamic mosque in anywhere in the Holy Land when the true Israelites are ruling there. So these heathen are going to have their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time because they're not going to get full eternal life. All right. But they will be able to live on the earth and they will die, after so long. Okay. But they will be healthier. They will be able to witness a righteous rulership. Okay. But they won't rule and be joint heirs with the Israelites. Okay. When you read about the kingdom, Daniel, the 2nd chapter, one of the things it says is Daniel 2. And 44, the divine kingdom. In those days, the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to the other people. No heathen will partake of this rulership, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And that's the tabernacle of David. Okay, and Yahushua is the stone that's going to be used to break this beast system into pieces and destroy Babylon. Okay, through nuclear fire, through the chariots. This is what's coming to the planet Earth. But these heathen are going to have their dominion taken away but their lives are going to be prolonged, meaning they're going to be on the planet Earth. So you mean to tell me the heathen will be able to live for seasons and times on the earth, but Israelites are just going to die off into the oblivion and be burned forever? No. So this first 1,000 years on the earth is the point where we, establish order into the planet Earth. You see? And that's what's coming. Just like when Solomon's kingdom was set up, he put the heathen into servitude that were left. The heathen who were left, the nations who David took down, the heathen that were left of those nations, Solomon, all right, put them to tribute, which put them to work. So the same thing is going to apply in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. Okay, being a part of that first group, that first, fruits to establish the kingdom of heaven. Which it took 6,000 years and 7,000 years to complete. Creation. Okay, which ultimately, now the heathen have ruled in the earth. You see, now it's time for the sons of God to come back and rule in the earth. And it's going to take that full 1,000-year period to get this earth to the point where it is functioning back into paradise. And it's going to take time. It's going to take, all right, the Lord is going to allow his word, his order to be established in the earth and show you how it works. And nothing but life and happiness and peace will flourish in the earth under this order. You see, and there's a role the heathen play in that. But the bottom line is they will be there. Now, the Edomites are the only nation, all right, described to not, be around anymore. You see, blessed and holy is he that hath a part in first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Hamashiach, all right, Melchizedek, the priest of the Most High God, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. See, the body Melchizedek had, we're going to have those bodies. We're going to enter in under that priesthood, which is far better. Perfection. Okay, everything will work. We will win. We will govern. We will rule. Okay, we will be able to use what the Lord has created us to be, our gift, to change the world into righteousness and have a free reign of judgment in the earth under Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in heavenly bodies. What can you do? You see in the movie Black Adam. Imagine that on quadrillion times better. Okay, because we're gonna have beards on our faces, man. Oh man. You devil, you people just wait. All right, it's coming. And if they're going to be priests, all right, where are they going to be priests at? Okay, let's get Revelation, the 5th chapter. All right, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth. Revelation 5 and 10, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So he has made us unto our power kings and priests, Yahweh Shai. Okay, has made us into our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. So if we're kings and priests on earth, what do priests do? They teach. They teach the people the difference between the profane and the unclean. Let's see here. Ezekiel 44:23, and they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. Okay, and this was the duties of the priest under that first covenant. They would teach the people to discern between the unclean and the clean. That's what the duty of the priest was to do. All right, which this was a vision Ezekiel got of perfection under that Levitical order. Okay, and when you read it, the Israelites are still subject to death and decay and widows. That's not going to be under the second covenant. We're going to have to teach our people to discern between the unclean and the clean. But we are going to teach the heathen how to discern between the unclean and the clean, because all the people are going to be forced to learn righteousness. So the elect are going to be the first fruits of rulership under Yahushua on the planet Earth. Okay, and they will teach Micah, the 4th chapter, that same chapter that talked about the first dominion, the peaceful latter days. Micah 4:1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established on top of the mountains. Mountains represent governments. What's on top of a mountain? A summit. The leaders of the world meet at summit unit meetings and stuff like that, right? Okay. Well, the Lord is going to establish a righteous government on earth through his son. Okay. And it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So there's going to be a point where the heathen are going to want to come up and learn. All right. Because as you read the scriptures, it also gives you insight to how, after the nuclear war, because this is Zechariah 14:16, because the whole world ain't going to be burned up. That's what vocab Malone talks about. The end of the world, the world will be burned with fire. No, Babylon's going to be burned with fire. Certain parts of the earth will be burned with fire as well. All right, but the great burning, the great destruction is coming to Babylon, America. Okay, and it even talks about how in Revelation 18, other nations are going to be crying because Babylon fell. Why ain't they burning? They're going to be in the morning like, oh, shit, a God did that. They're going to see the chariots. They're going to be like, oh, shit. Whoa. Yeah. So, and we also know in the book of Revelation 6, once the destruction comes, it says, Revelation 6:14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. This is the mushroom cloud. This is destruction happening on the earth. You see? And that's going to be the fall of Babylon, that great earthquake. Okay? And this is tied to Isaiah 34. This is quoting Isaiah 34, which is talking about the Edomites, the Idumeans. Okay? Their kingdom falling. Okay, so when this great destruction happens, it says, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And it's coming out that these elites have a bunch of bunkers, boy. So the Lord is putting the Spirit on them to fulfill this. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So when Yahushua returns, there's going to be particular people who escape the nuclear fire, okay, for the purpose of being rounded up, okay, because it talks about in Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, Jeremiah 16th chapter. God damn. Oh man, the day's coming when we won't be subject, to none of Esau's BS, man. It's all jacked up, man. This is the book of Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. All right, and we're teaching His word. All right, fishers of men. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. You see, and this is also going to be Israelites too. Okay, but the heathen, okay, will be gathered on the earth, okay, out of these particular bunkers. This is Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So those will be the first fruit, all right, recipients of judgment. And see, their judgment takes place on earth. It's not somewhere where a prophecy does not describe a place of torment forever. No, it describes a slavery. It does describe a punishment. But even with that, there's a point where the Edomites are going to be gone. Okay, and the rest of the heathen will just be subject to the government of the Israelites. You see? And that's going to be a government established forever. You see? And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. So this is going to happen. Do you believe that, or are you scared to talk about that? You see, because this whole chapter starts with how the earth is defiled because the people have transgressed the laws. All right, and then it goes into how decay and what happened in the planet Earth, and then it leads up to destruction. Okay, the earth is clean, dissolved. The earth reeling to and fro like a drunkard. Destruction happening on the earth. Okay, and it shall fall and not rise again. So Esau is going to be taken down through the Yahweh Shai and the angels, and that will lead to ultimately the kings of the earth being punished. Let's read this in the NLT or another translation. See what we can get. Isaiah 24 and 21 and the NLT. In that day the Lord will punish the gods of the heavens, okay, and the proud rulers of the nations on the earth. So their judgment will take place on earth, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, Psalms 149 describes salvation. Okay, Psalms 149 and 4. The Lord will take pleasure in His people, and He will beautify the meek with salvation. And salvation comes through Yahweh Shai, and we showed you a few things that comes with. All right, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. All right, in your rulership. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and the punishments of the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all His saints. Praise you, the Lord. That's written in the Bible. And what's going to happen with them? Okay, what's going to happen with these particular heathen? Okay, let's go back to where we were first real quick. See if we made the points. Yeah, I already had Isaiah 24. I think that was it. So we'll move on from that point. Oh, and we got to get Zechariah. We got to get the book of Zechariah. Okay, because we're going to show you first Isaiah 61. So the Bible clearly describes how judgments are going to play out on earth. Okay, through the chosen people taking down the kings of the earth, the heathen, starting with Esau. That's the chief king on the earth, right? You think he's not going to be involved in that? Yes, he's going to be involved in that. He's going to be the worst, okay, subject. And in that point, we won't have any other government. No other rulership will have a say so. What we say through the authority of the Most High, through his son Yahweh Shai, will be done on earth. Okay, we will have judgment over rulership. Okay, we will ultimately be able to judge. Okay, and whatever we say goes, but it will be in righteousness all over the planet Earth, man. And you devils ain't gonna be able to stop this from coming. Okay, when you deal with the good news that will be preached to the Israelites, okay, it's associated with what? Okay. Isaiah 61:5. This is one of the blessings that come with the salvation to come. All right. Isaiah 61:5. And strangers shall feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. Okay. The sons of the strangers. All right. The heathen nations. They shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. All right. Let's look up plowmen. Okay, a call, plowman, husband, farmer, working the land, yet not owning any of it. Just like you work the land and you don't own any of the land. You have a house and you don't own the land on that house. You don't have any room. You don't have any cattle. Well, we're going to have the earth. Okay, and like I told you, Solomon is an example of what's coming in the kingdom of heaven, and that's what he did. As a matter of fact, why not get it? First Kings, the 9th chapter, and let's see here. This is Isaiah 9. And 9 and 20, and all the people that were left of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, okay, which were not of the children of Israel, the heathen. Now, who are these nations? These are the nations that were once ruling in the promised land. You know, the Canaanites. Okay, but the ultimately these were the nations that were left. Round about. Who David had subdued, okay, left of these heathen. The children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel were not able to utterly destroy, upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. But of the children of Israel, Solomon made no bondmen, but they were men of war, and his servants, and captains and rulers of his chariots. And let's read this in the NLT. Okay. 1 Kings 9. And 20, there were still some people living in the land who were not Israelites, included the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hittites, the Jebusites. These were descendants of the nations whom the people of Israel had not completely destroyed. That happened at the time of Solomon, and that's going to happen, okay, when the kingdom is established. So Solomon conscripted to them for his labor force, and they serve in the labor force to this day. What is labor force? Work in a warehouse. Okay, getting shit in order, getting this concrete up. You got to you heathen going to be put to work. And you're going to be taught along the way of being forced to do righteousness, you're going to learn righteousness. You're going to appreciate it. And you're going to bow to the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the chosen people on the earth, all of you heathen. And all Israel will eventually be righteous, even the 2/3 who are wicked right now. Okay? But Solomon did not conscript any of the Israelites for forced labor. He put his people on. Instead, he assigned them to serve as fighting men, government officials, officers, captains in his army, officers of his chariots, and charioteers. So the Solomon put his men on. And Solomon appointed 550 of them to supervise the people working on his various projects. So Solomon had projects. He had things going on. Okay? He had stuff going on, man. You see? He had the Edomites under his foot. See? He ruled, Solomon, because David had subdued the heathen. The Edomites became servants under David. And that's in the book of Chronicles, right? Well, that's how Solomon was able to have that 40 years of peace and be able to do what he wanted to do amongst these lands, even the land of Edom. He built a fleet of ships in the land of Edom. He was winning, dealing with particular heathen who had access. I mean, it was a total win. You see, so you heathen, okay, will feed our flocks. You're gonna be put to work, okay. You're gonna work the land, and you're not gonna even own any of it. Isaiah 60:10, and the sons of strangers shall build thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor, all right, have I had mercy on thee. Thy gates shall be continually open, they shall be not shut day nor night, that men may bring to thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought in chains, as we read in Psalms, all right, 149, to bind their kings with chains. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. That's in the Bible, Jack. That's in the Bible, Jack. So the heathen will be in the kingdom. Okay? There's no eternal damnation even for the heathen. Even Esau will eventually, as we'll show you briefly, he'll be obliterated. Zechariah 14:16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from 1 year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. See? So if a heathen nation in the kingdom, so the heathen nation in the kingdom will be forced to come up and bow to the Lord on these holy days and acknowledge, just like you got to celebrate some goddamn Christmas and Halloween and it's forced down your throat here in Babylon. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, Valentine's Day, it's forced down your throat. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, the holy days of the Lord will be instituted in the planet Earth, and that will be what's shoved down your throat. You're going to celebrate what we celebrate, our God, our power. See, and if a heathen nation doesn't send representatives from their families, okay, unto the, Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh, and how is he going to rule on earth? Through his son, his order. All right, the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, the man. Let's look up this word, host. Okay, the Lord of hosts. Let's look this up. Tazabah. Okay, that which goes forth, army, war, host, or organized army. Okay, and the first fruit spirits that are the host, the angels. Now, who are the first fruit angels? The Alahayim. See, the Alahayim. Okay, let's get Genesis real quick. Let's get the book of Genesis, man. Service to go out to war. Now you have, of course, like the chariots that are going to come to destroy, but at the forefront of it all is the angels. Okay, the Alahayim. Okay, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. In the beginning, all right, is Ra'ash, the head, the beginnings. The Lord is showing you his order from the beginning, the Alahayim, 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 okay, plural. Allah means power, the powers, the rulers, divine ones, angels, gods, okay, works, godlike works or special possessions of God. So the true rulers, the true judges that the Lord set up. Okay, the Alahayim, okay? And when you get the book of Zechariah, this word is used a lot. Let's get Zechariah 8. Hold up. Or 12. It's like it. This is Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, in that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them that shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of Yahweh before them. Who's the angel of Yahweh? Yahweh Shai. And the house of David shall be as God. So that government, okay, the house of David shall be as God. It's the same word, Alahayim. Okay, those first fruit spirits, the holy host. So the Lord of hosts, the Lord of who's the head of the host, Yahweh Shai. So even when you read in the scriptures, okay, it talks about the Lord of hosts. All right, well, who are the hosts? You see, who are the hosts, and we know the Lord deals with order. Who's the head of that host? You see, these nations that don't want to come up to the king, worship the king, they're not going to get any rain. Meaning, we're going to be able to shut down their crops, deny loans, make things bad on them. Right? In righteousness. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So the Feast of Tabernacle will be instituted in the kingdom. Okay? The new Passover, the celebration of being delivered out of America, Babylon, that's going to be instituted. Okay? But if the family of Egypt, so the family of Egypt are going to still be on earth, but the Israelites are going to be cast into outer darkness. How unmerciful of a nigga do you have to be? So the family line of Ham can be in the earth and witness the kingdom and even have a chance to go up to the Feast of Tabernacles, but an Israelite is going to be cast into everlasting eternal judgment. Well, wouldn't the heathen have to, shouldn't the heathen be subject to that? If anything, especially Esau. Where does it say Esau is going to be tortured and burned forever? Like he's going to be eternally, burned? No. Esau is going to serve hardcore captivity, and that family of these families, okay, who will be punished if they don't keep our laws, this shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This is speaking of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, how do we know? Verse 21, yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord. See? Won't be no Canaanite in the land. All right. But the Canaanites will be on the earth. They will just be on the earth as subjects. Okay. And they will ultimately, give me 1 second here. They will ultimately get to a point to where they're tithing. Okay. They're bringing gifts. This is Tobit 13:11. Many nations shall come from far to the name of the Lord God with gifts in their hands, even gifts to the King of heaven. All generations shall praise thee with great joy. Cursed are they which hate thee, and blessed are all they which love thee forever. So when the nations do good, they'll be blessed. But the Israelites are going to be cast into everlasting darkness. Even the heathen don't have a perpetual the torment. They will be perpetually subject to righteousness in flesh. They won't be in the heavenly bodies. See, they won't have the new covenant. No heathen will be involved in that. And this is what salvation means. People try to take salvation and make it, okay, into a bag of almonds. You get a handful of salvation. You get a handful of salvation. Everybody gets salvation. No, that ain't how salvation works. Okay, salvation is in the second covenant, where the marriage of the Lamb is complete. The marriage is, consummated. So the agreement is fulfilled, where we will be brought back to our heavenly estate. So the heathen says what? It says, rejoice and be glad for the children of the just, for they shall be gathered together and shall bless the Lord of the just. Oh, blessed are they which love thee, for they shall rejoice in thy peace. Blessed are they which have been sorrowful for all thy scourges, for they shall rejoice over thee. So the heathen are going to be sorry for what they did. Okay? And they're going to bow to the name of Yahweh Bashim. They're going to acknowledge us as the chosen people of the Lord. They're going to know we're the seed blessed by the Lord. They're going to know. David said when he showed up, his heathen were obedient. He didn't even have to say nothing, and they were obedient. After that 1,000-year period, that's what it's going to be on the earth. Okay? When they see all thy glory, they shall be glad forever. Even the heathen are going to be glad. You see? It says, let my soul bless God, the great King, for Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stone, thy walls and thy towers and battlements with pure gold. The streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle, stones of Ophir, and her streets shall say hallelujah, praise Yahweh. All right. It says, and they shall praise him, saying, blessed the Most High God, Yahweh, which hath extolled forever. And that name's going to be Yahweh even in that day. All right, because it says the streets shall say hallelujah. So if the prophecy says the streets are going to say hallelujah, how do you say that in the Hebrew? Hallelujah, Yahweh. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. That's what hallelujah means. And we're Hebrews, right? So I guess the new name in the kingdom that they're going to be saying, bless, at least we know it has Yah in it. We got that much of it. I guess the Lord dealing with me. Shit, I got a piece of the new name. So the heathen are going to come from far, okay? The heathen are going to come from far with gifts in their hands. And they're going to see the scriptures give you clearly how judgment is going to play out on the earth. Okay, now the Edomites. Okay, we'll go here to Job, the 18th chapter. Okay, in the 17th verse, dealing with the end of Esau, Edom. Okay, because again, even when you go into the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, they let you know that the Edomites are the only nation on the planet Earth that are not promised any form of mercy. Okay. So this is Job 18 and 16. It says, his root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. Your branch is your posterity. Okay. His family line. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Okay. Who's this talking about? This is talking about the wicked. He shall be driven out from light into darkness and chased out of the world. Okay. He's going to be chased out of the world. Okay. He shall have neither son nor nephew among his people. Okay. And those are men who have the seed line. Okay. Every nation, all right, is determined by the men. So this particular nation of people will have neither son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. You see, and this is going to be the fate of Esau, Edom. See, yeah, he's going to pay hardcore captivity, but eventually, okay, they're going to be all, just burned up and done away with as a nation. There will not be any remaining of the house of Esau. So it's not going to be any remaining in his dwellings, and they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. So when the heathen nations see this, okay, they're going to be astonished at what happens to Esau, Edom. All right, and it's going to frighten them, and ultimately they're going to know that we can't go against this people. Not only are they going to see us in our heavenly bodies, but, judgment is coming, man. So they that come after him shall be astonished, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High, and that's Esau. Okay, and what has Esau done? All right, he blasphemed the name, the tabernacle, the angels. That's in Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay, he's the only nation that is subject to this. Okay, now when you get the book of Job, the 27th chapter, it says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, Job 27:13, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall be satisfied with bread. They that remain of him, so his offspring ain't going to be satisfied with bread. At least the heathen nations will be able to live on earth, eat, drink. They're going to have order and rank amongst them. Okay. They're going to be in subject. They're going to learn the laws. They're going to work. Okay. And a righteous functioning government, a kingdom of heaven on earth. And they're going to be taught the ways of righteousness. So his offspring ain't going to be satisfied with bread. They're the only nation. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Oh, man. And this is ultimately the fate of Esau, Edom amongst the heathen. Okay, amongst the heathen. When you get Isaiah the 14th chapter, Israel's taunt. Okay, it's speaking of the oppressor, the king of Babylon. Then it says, the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked. All right, he who smote the people in anger. So this is speaking of the biblical Edomites. He's the ruler of Babylon the Great. He's the king of Babylon. Okay? So when you read this chapter, it's speaking of how Esau is going to fall. It even at one point refers to him as Lucifer, which means the the one who bears the light bearer. And the Lord put the spirit on them to call themselves the Illuminati, which means the ones with the light, the bearers of the light. They believe they have the truth. They believe they have 100% truth. They know they're the children of Satan, and what they've done is came to set up Satan's kingdom on the planet Earth. You see? And they have a very, 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 very wicked plan. And the Lord, okay, as it is written in the book of, let's get the book of Revelation. No, not Revelation. Let's get the book of, real quick. This is the book of Psalms 21:10. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, the microchip, that they should not be able to perform. You see? Therefore thou shalt make them turn their back, and they shall make ready their arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. All right? And before this, it talks about thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. So at some point, according to the Holy Scriptures, the Edomites are going to be completely done away with. Okay? That's the Holy Scriptures. They're the only nation promised this. Not Japhet, not the Hamites. We just read that the Hamites, the family of Egypt, Matazarium, are going to be in the kingdom. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. So this is going to be the end game. Okay? He shall not have nephew or son. Remember that? We're going to show you that in a few other scriptures, and then we'll close it out. So Obadiah verse 21, and Savior shall come up on the Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh. So the kingdom comes through the fall of Esau, Edom. That's why this is speaking of the rest we're going to get through the fall of the king of Babylon, the wicked, Lucifer, okay, who's going to fall from heaven, and heaven is symbolic of rulership, okay, meaning you've reached your height of power in the earth. You're at the height of your pride. You see? And we have various lessons going into Lucifer, the one who weakened the nations. This is speaking of the children of Satan on earth, the Edomites. Okay? And it talked about how the Edomites would reach unto the skies. They would reach to that pride. See? Obadiah verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And we know being brought down from heaven is symbolic of being brought down from rulership. Okay? So you Edomites got a lot to pay for, and you're going to fall. Okay? You're going to be chased out of the world. Okay? So Isaiah, the 14th chapter, I'll start at 16. It says, they that shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, this is the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake nations. This is what's going to come to you Edomites. You're all going to be the new nigger. You see? This is the man who did shake king, who shook the kingdoms, who brought war all over the planet Earth. The Edomites. But what we're showing you is that even they have some form of end to their misery. Oh boy, and they're gonna pay, and you know, they're gonna be evicted out of the garden. They won't be able to you know, wiggle. They're the ones who ruined paradise in the first place. It was their philosophy, so why should they have a part in it? We'll deal with the other heathen. So the heathen are going to look at Lucifer and say, is this the man? Showing you it's not talking about a spirit, a spiritual demon, Satan, falling from heaven. No. I thought he was underground. That's what you got certain Israelites teaching. The bottomless pit is where Satan is at. And I guess he got some Chicago Bulls house shoes. He's just a complete nigga. Satan. Playing the music too loud, burning the shit out of everybody in this secret bottomless pit. Isaiah 4:14 and 16, and they that shall narrowly look upon thee and shall consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms, that made the earth as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the houses of his prisoners? Who's the one who opened not the houses of his prisoners? You Edomites. Okay? The highest population of prisoners are here in Babylon the Great, worldwide. And Babylon, okay, is about 5% of the world's population, I believe. But here it is, you have the highest population of prisoners worldwide. It's a goddamn shame. Or maybe 13%. I forget how it went. It's a documentary on Netflix that goes, it's called the 13th something. The 13th Amendment, some shit. But let's keep going and close it out. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in their glory. So all of the heathen nations will eventually be able to what? Lie in the glory, everyone in his own house. All of the kings of the nations. Okay? Because, you know, once, you know, the 1,000 years is up, you know, Esau is done, and the heathen will be able to, you know, go to their lands and be subject to our government and our rules. And if they bless us, they will be blessed. When they go off, they will be punished. It's that simple, right? And the laws will be the new stop sign, okay? And you will be dealt with accordingly. It says, so all the nations, even all of them, lie in their glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Let's read this in the NLT. I never did that. Okay? And we ain't got nothing else to do. Some videos just be long, man. What you gonna do? First, Isaiah 14:19, we're looking up the NLT. It says, oh boy, he moved it down now. But you will be thrown out of your grave like a worthless branch, like a corpse trampled underfoot. You will be dumped into a mass grave with those killed in the battle. You will descend into the pit. Okay? And the scriptures talks about how they're going to be ultimately, all right, burned up. Okay? Done away with as a nation. That's going to happen to the Edomites. Okay? And even that's not eternal. Okay? Eventually you just won't exist no more. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. All right? You're not going to be joined with the heathen nations as they lose their dominion. Okay? Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. You Edomites you were created to be the wrath vessels fitted for wrath and destruction. And we don't have a problem declaring that. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. See? That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. So prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Okay, and the iniquity of the fathers fell into the bosom of the children, pursuant to the book of Jeremiah 32 and 18, the book of Exodus 20. The Lord puts the judgment of the fathers into the bosom of the children after them in the third and fourth generation. You see? So nobody gets away. Nobody escapes. See? Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. So these Edomites won't be able to get any possession in the earth and eventually just be subject to our government forever. No, they will be eventually eradicated as a nation. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, the nephew, saith the Lord. Did not it just say that about the wicked in the book of Job? Let's go back. Job 18. He shall be 18 and 18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any in remaining in his dwellings. See that? That's the Edomites. Okay, that ain't gonna happen to Israelites. You see that? That's not gonna happen to Israelites. That's not even gonna happen to Elamites. That ain't gonna happen to Hamites. That's gonna happen to Edomites. See? So he's going to rise up and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, and the son and the nephew, saith the Lord. So you're not going to populate. You're not going to have any children. After a certain point, there won't be any Edomites in the earth. Okay? Another precept should lead you to Isaiah, or Jeremiah. Let's see here. Let's try Jeremiah 49. Bear with me. Jeremiah 49. Boom, this is it. But I have made Esau bare, Jeremiah 49 and 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. Okay? And this is speaking of the judgment coming to you Edomites. Okay? Meaning you're gonna be obliterated, man. But that's the judgment of Esau. Eventually, we know he's gonna drink the cup. Okay, 49 and 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, days whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk it, and thou art he that shall altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shall surely drink of it. So he's going to drink of the cup, which is slavery. Okay, the Lord talks about how he's going to take slavery out of our hand and put it into the hand of them that afflicted us. And that's you Edomites. But even after that 1,000-year period, the rest of the dead, as we were reading in Revelation 20, will be able to live again. But you Edomites, you won't be joined with them. So hopefully y'all were edified. On to the next. Shalom.